Oh, me hearties, a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McCLUE. Welcome to the internet phone-in for this Saturday evening. Saturday, the 5th of March, 2022. It's 9 o'clock sharp, and we are ready to do business. Now, you'll see the telephone number along the bottom there, so give that a good ring just in about a few seconds once we've found who's joining us. Hello, mate. Hello, Bryn. Lovely to have you with us. The first lord of the internet. Hello, Joey. Welcome, I say. So good to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Beachy is just joining us, which is wonderful. Thank you very much. Bryn is with us. Folky is with us, which is always excellent. All right, Scottie, there's Richie has joined us as well. Tremendous stuff. Dinky-Doo la. Now we are simultaneously broadcasting on TikTok. We're broadcasting on YouTube. Get to the YouTube channel and subscribe and tap the bell. Very, very big stuff happening right now as we speak. Dinky-Doo, everybody. Beachy, you are very, very kind. Thank you for sending me these beautiful TikTok gifts. That's just amazing. 20 TikToks sent by Beachy. What a wonderful start to the phone-in. Right, shall we open up the lines now? We don't want to get into too much detail. We don't want to slag anybody off or anything like that, but we can have a good old discussion about what's going on. We didn't discuss the pandemic because every other bit of mainstream media was discussing it. But we will take some of your input on what's happening in Europe at the moment. Hello from Scotland. Hello, Sticks. George says, hi, buddy. Have you ever been gifted a lion? No, but I was nearly gifted a car from India. So there you are. Good evening, Scottie Dinky-Doo. Paul Cruikshanks, good evening. Craig, hey, Scottie Dinky-Doo, brother. How fantastic to have you with us, brother. And a big Dinky-Doo to you. Hi, mate. How are you doing? Dinky-Doo, everybody. This is wonderful. Good evening, Scottie, says Aidan. Hello from Scotland, says Sticks. Hello from Kilmarnock, says Folky. We like that in Kilmarnock. You're very, very welcome. Dinky-Doo, I was told you were dead. Well, Tazza, you were told a whopper. So there you are, because I'm not. So there you are. I don't know if you treat that as good news or bad news. Scottie, there we are. What have we got here? Steve, I'm not going into that because we don't know the ins and outs of that. There we are. What's the topic for tonight? Well, Joey, you know, you use your top bonnet tonight and think what would be the topic. Hello from Port William, 666 Colin. We love Port William. What a beautiful part of the world. Right down there in the southwest of Scotland. I've been offered a lion bar. Well, there you are. Fantastic. Well, I would take it now that the pandemic's open. Any bar will be a good business. There we are now. Tazza, I think you're in the wrong stream. So poor Tazza, you need to go and find an idiot's stream. This is way over your head. This is you, Tazza, on Scottie McClue's talk show, right? Not the thing at all, the internet phone-in. So what we'll do, we'll give you a lifetime ban, and that's Tazza way down the Swanee for being a half-witted idiot. Bye, Tazza. Have a nice life, my dear fellow. There we are. That's it. You go and join the Dafties, somewhere where you maybe finish your colouring in book or something like that. Bonus here, Tinkerbell. The borough of Borrow-Stewnes. How amazing is that? Fantastic. Right, let's open the phone lines and see what's happening on here. There we are. And you can give us a call. The number's along the bottom of the screen on the YouTube channel. So get yourselves onto that big style. Who have we got here? Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie, it's Kareem.
Kareem, how are you?
I'm not going to stay too long. Today I've tested negative for the first time.
Right.
But the COVID has absolutely just totally destroyed me. My lungs are still very sore.
Right, Kareem.
I'm just still very weak, believe it or not. I can hardly walk around the block.
My goodness, Kareem, from being one of the world's fittest men. Now listen, it should go right through you.
Hopefully, I need a hill walking stick, Scotty, believe it or not, to walk around the block.
A thumbstick. Oh, for goodness sake, Kareem, take great care of your dear self.
Well, one thing I would say, Scotty, I'm just so glad I got the 3 Jags. Because if I didn't get any of them, I would be in hospital, if not in a worse condition. So I'm trying to think of the positive side.
There's a funny halfwit comes on here. Christopher is his name, and he says Kareem is not Scottish. What point is he trying to make, do you think?
I just think it's one of these attention-seeking trolls. That's all it is.
Right, so it's just a wee troll. So I think what we'll do, Kareem, while you're on, which is great, we will dump this halfwit for life. He's now toast and he's gone down the Swanee. There we are. Bye-bye to him, right?
How have you been, Scotty?
Well, if you slag me, you slag you and all my friends, so we're not having it. No, listen, I'm fine. I just was very, very worried about you, of course, and it's so good that you've come on. But I'll not keep you chatting, but I want to hear your point, so I shall shut up and you do the talking. There's a first for you.
I've got no points to make, Scotty, believe it or not. I just thought a wee quick call to show I'm still in the land of the living and I'm still listening to you whenever you come on and do your live pop-ups. But it's just been really hard for the last week, just sleeping all the time, and it's just horrible.
Have you got? Is it painful in your joints, Kareem, when you're walking around carefully, or is it just more the lung thing?
It's more. My legs tighten up, Scotty, and I feel I just can't walk anymore. At the start of the week, on Friday, I was in work. And as the day went previous to that, Scotty, I had tonsillitis 2 weeks before it, believe it or not.
Yes.
So my throat was a bit sore on the day, and I thought, this doesn't feel right. I've not had this before. So I took my test in work and went into a sheer panic when it came back positive. So I came home, and then as the day went on last Friday, it just absolutely hit me, and it was weird because everybody has different symptoms. My throat was very dry, my chest was starting to get sore and tight, my joints, my elbows and my knees were as if someone was chiseling them, believe it or not.
Right.
It was very, very, just a very horrible experience.
Yeah, it's not good.
Sure,
well, let's hope with your...
listening.
Sorry, Kareem, say again?
I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's went through this who's listening.
No.
But a lot of people that I've spoke to at the start said, oh, you'll be fine in a day or two, it's just having a cold. It's absolutely hit me really bad. And as I said, I'm so glad I got my 3 Jags, Scotty.
Absolutely. But with your level of fitness, I hope it will pass through quite quickly and get you back to normal.
My fear is what they talk about is the long COVID.
Long COVID, yeah, so it goes on and on.
I'm really hoping I've rested enough. I don't know what day I'm going to go back to work this week because I'm still very weak, and although I'm now testing negative, I don't want to rush back and then that's going to be off long term because they don't like that. They would not be too happy if I did do that. So, but yeah, that's I've got nothing else to say. I've been listening closely as well, Scotty.
How's it doing? How are the lives doing, would you say?
Sorry?
How is it going? How are the lives doing?
Oh, it's cut off, I think.
No, you're still there.
Hi, Scotty. I didn't hear you, sorry.
I was just saying, how are the lives looking? Are you still enjoying the live pop-ups?
Scotty, whenever they're on, I'm listening to them, and it's helped me get through the week at times when I'm just lying there feeling sorry for myself.
No, I know what you mean. No, I don't think it's a question of that. I think you've obviously been very, very ill, and I send you love and strength.
No.
You know?
Thank you, Scotty.
Strength to you.
No, the live pop-ups have been a godsend, as they always have been, right from the start when we had lockdown, the first lockdown. I thought that was, just kept everybody sane. It was something to look forward to, and it was just really good routine. Everyone was getting into it. They built the community more, and then when you've come up with the idea about the call-ins, I think it's grown from strength, and it's just something that's I always look forward to every week when you do.
I think it will do, Kareem. I've said it. I've always said it. It's just a question of getting it out there, and maybe, and this is wishful thinking, but maybe we'll get some very wealthy person that says, "I will promote this," and then we are in business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Scottie, as you said, there's a lot of these producers that are all robots and they just copy each other.
Yeah.
And it's going to take somebody with actual brains to think, let's get Scottie McCLUE on and let's do something different instead of all copying each other.
Absolutely. A visionary we're looking for, Kareem. We're praying for a visionary to recognize what McClue can do. And as I say, I've nothing to prove. I've already proved it. We turned £500,000 into 26 million for somebody, and I think I was calculating, I've probably made close on £200 million for media moguls.
Fantastic.
So that's quite good money for them. So there's bound to be somebody that will say, I'll give this a go, because we're not actually talking terribly big money, you know what I mean?
Correct. And it's an investment. Whatever radio station will take you on in time, it's always an investment. And you're very well known, Scottie, throughout the UK. And as I said, whatever radio station you do get, on top of with your live pop-ups and your call-ins on a Saturday, it will grow and grow and grow as it has been growing.
It's a brand, isn't it? Scottie McClue is a world brand.
Absolutely, Scottie.
Kareem,
but before I go, Scottie,
go on.
I just want to say that what's happening just now in Ukraine is absolutely disgusting, and it's shocking that that Russia is doing to these people. And I really hope that the Ukrainian people will hang on in there with their leader, and that's a leader. If something was like to happen here, Boris would be off in a plane straight away to another country. He is an absolute true leader of the people, and I hope that he wins this for the people of Ukraine.
Well, I'm just looking tonight, and obviously I haven't had it officially confirmed, but I'm hearing rumors that the world leaders are going to meet with Mr. Putin and see if they can sort it out.
Yes.
And that would be the winner. There's Andrew asking, where did the track and trace billions go? Well, I don't think there was much tracking. There wasn't much tracing. And I would add to the billions just went, as we used to say in Scotland, up a kai, up in the sky.
Yeah, it's a way. But listen, Scottie, hopefully I'll phone next week and I'll be even better than what I am.
Absolutely.
Stronger. And I'll have a wee thanks of a wee question or two for you as I normally do. But I just didn't. My brain's been up my backside this week, so I've got nothing.
Absolutely. No. Keep faith in you, Kareem, and keep faith in the world, and go from strength to strength. And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, Scottie.
Bless you. Thanks, Kareem. Ta-ra. What a nice guy. There we are. Poor old Kareem. COVID. Oh, you see. Well, we were warned, of course. Now, who have we got here? Good luck. Thank you very much. There we go. Honey in your tea, says Andrew. There we have it. Aidan, thank you very much for sorting these people out. There we are for your breathing. Now then, what have we got here? I recognize the guy. Who is he? That's Kareem. We always recognize Kareem. You're live in Scottie's phone in. Who's that? Hello, Martin Lala. How are you? You're sounding as if you're talking in a, I don't know, in a TARDIS.
I know. I am in an empty shell now because I'm busy decorating.
Oh, I see. So you've got all the furniture out of the room.
Yeah, that's why there's a echo.
Well, we'll have to call you Martin in the boombox.
Yes, Martin Boombox, aye.
The boombox, absolutely. So what's happening with you, Martin?
I'm still watching all Take the High Road. I'm over 390.
Oh, isn't it fabulous?
I love it.
We love it. It is beautiful stuff, Martin. Excellent stuff.
Someone's passed away on the series. I don't know what his name was. Someone cast member passed away again.
Right.
Died yesterday, but I don't know what his name was.
Right. Okay, I shall have a look out for that, Martin, because, as I say, I was very keen in 1980 to get a small part in it. Yeah, and went to see the director, a lovely man. And he was very enthusiastic and very encouraging. I didn't get the part, but I went down a different road. I went into newscasting instead. Hello? I think we've lost Martin. I don't know what's happened there. So there we are. Anyway, lovely to hear him. And he's in the middle of decorating. So he's in the boombox. Ham radio. I'll tune in. Hold on a second. Hello?
Hello, Scottie. Sorry.
I think we lost you. Yes. Good. Welcome back.
Give me a second and I can look up that name now because I've got it on my phone. Give me a sec. What's his name again? Oh, rest in peace, John S-T-A-H-L. John S-T-A-H. I think that's an L.
Oh, John Stahl.
He passed away yesterday.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, an outstanding actor, John Stahl.
Yes.
Yep, that's right. Yes, indeed. Gosh, all these names is fantastic.
What do you think of all the protests over Ukraine tonight?
Well, I think it's very, very brave people just saying how the world is seen. Nobody in the world, apart from Mr. Putin, wants war. You know, nobody wants war. The people do not want war. They never, ever did. So we need to find out who's causing it exactly, you know, and say, why are you doing this? What is your agenda? Because that's not helping. I mean, if he wants to keep Ukraine and take it back into part of Russia, then that's not the way to go about it. You don't go about destroying it. I mean, if I said I wanted to buy a classic car, I wouldn't blow it up first, would I?
No.
You see, so there's a bit of madness going on. I mean, it's gone from saber rattling to just mindless violence, killing people for no reason at all.
Plus, there's a lot of houses been knocked down due to it as well. But
Yes.
I don't know why they're protesting. Do you know why they're protesting for?
Well, they're protesting against Russia going into Ukraine. And they're protesting against war. They're saying to the world leaders, can you please sober up? You know? It's there's a lot of places suffering terribly around the planet at the moment. You know, but it's important to keep it in the news. I mean, have you noticed it's virtually wiped the pandemic out? We don't hear about the pandemic. When I say wiped out the pandemic, I mean in terms of news. You see? So it's very, very interesting. We'll see what's happening, but we need to see if we can get a stop to hostilities as soon as possible.
Yes, I know.
You know, and it takes very heavyweight diplomacy to discuss all these things. You know, diplomats are the ones. I mean, you know, if diplomacy fails, that's the war. War is a failure of politics.
Yes.
You know, so we'll see what happens there. Martin, lovely to hear you. And listen, good luck with the decorating.
Yes, I will. And I like that video you made of you doing the Ash and Wednesday. That was good.
Oh, Ash Wednesday. Did you like Ash Wednesday? And did you see the baby dinosaur today on the TikTok videos?
Yes, I am on TikTok, but I message you on TikTok, but I was saying to you about the beard.
Ah, yes. Oh, I've got you, Martin. Good for you. Well, Dinky-Doo, and love to you and Emma.
Yes, love you lot, Scottie.
Love you lots. Night, night, chum. There we are. That's our Martin. Fantastic. Now, very, very busy tonight. Of course, there's Jerry joined us. Evening from Jerry to Scottie on the internet. Wish you all the best. To Kareem says Magnus. How are you, Scottie? The wonderful Kirsty says Aaron. The wonderful Kirsty's there. Hi, Aaron from Kirsty. Get well, Kareem. A lot of good get well messages. Hi, all. Thanks for the good wishes, says Kareem. Hi, Jerry. Solidarity to all my Polish-Ukrainian railway colleagues, says Stephen, helping out with mass transit in the humanitarian effort. I know that's going to be some, I mean, you know, I know Mr. Putin's trying to make a point, but he's creating some mess and some turn up for the world, and of course, a lot of death. There we are. He seems a bit quiet tonight, says Robert. Who does, Robert? Accept my request, says Spider. I worked at Bishopton. Email 1. I know what you mean. Can you tell us about the war, says Sticks? Well, you know, it's there for all to see, Sticks. Russia has marched into Ukraine. We buy our shells and ammo from abroad now. I know, Andrew. Why don't we do our own? It's the same with our power. Why were we buying gas from Russia when Scotland's falling down with oil and gas? And I did say to them at the time, people should start listening to Scottie McClue seriously, because I did say at the time, keep Long Annet in mothballs, coal-fired power station. Don't destroy it. Too late now, of course. It's gone. There we are. So very true. Absolutely. Hi, Suzanne. All on tonight. Scary times at the moment, but we must be very strong. But war, what is good for absolutely nothing? Let's all sing. Good one, Jerry. If it wasn't for copyright, we would be singing on here. Trust me. There we go. If you're buying a new car, you look to see if there is an engine. Well, I once bought one. My friend said to me at a sale I needed transport quickly when I was a student. And we went to a car auction. He said, get your hand up now. I said, what for? Just put your hand up, you'll miss it. And I bought a brand new Skoda Estelle. Not brand new. I mean, it was a few months old, but it was an absolute bargain. And I went to look under the bonnet, and there was no engine. I said, no wonder it was cheap. There's no engine. He said, the engine is in the back. It's in the boot. And I kept that car for 5 years because it was just so reliable. Wonderful. A Skoda Estelle. So there we are. Fantastic. And I got back a half of what I'd paid for it. There we are. I hope Putin's generals overthrow the new Tsar. Absolutely. Do you think Russia should go back to the Tsar? There we are. Kareem, hope you're well. German people housing Ukraine people. Brilliant. They know what it was like in World War II. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Good evening, it's Jerry.
Jerry, how lovely to have you with us. Good evening. What's happening with you, Lala?
Well, just watching television news, but same old, same old.
Well, Jerry, my advice would be to watch the lead story and then stick it off, because you've got to look after your mental health. And you think of the negativity that's being pushed at us. I know it's happening. I know they're reporting what's happening in the world, but we've had 2.5 years of pandemic. We've had Partygate. We're now getting that we're all being squeezed to the point till our pips squeak financially. Inflation, rising interest rates, rising power. Yes, stuff that the politicians should be sorting out. So we've got all that, and now we've got war in Europe being pushed. So I think if we look at the lead story and then put it off for now so that we don't get pulled into negativity. I'll tell you what I did last week. I watched Tunes of Glory, Jerry. Have you heard of that one?
I think I have.
I watched Tunes of Glory, and it was a Scottish regiment after the Second World War, starring, wait for it, Alec Guinness, John Mills, Gordon Jackson, Susanna York, Dennis Price, etc., etc.
Yep.
Outstanding. You know what I mean? And we do need, where are the movies? Also too much football on the telly.
Good movie on this afternoon was Vikings.
Vikings, yes.
It's a great movie.
Fantastic. All these things, we need to be entertained. That's why I do this, Jerry.
I agree with you. See, watching the headlines and then turn it over. That's exactly.
Yep. I mean, I made 10 cents today for my broadcast. Sorry, 11 cents. Not bad.
What was that for?
That was for my broadcast today. I made 11 cents. Now, that's not bad, is it?
Oh, well, you'll bring that in with the inflation.
So you see, I'm not doing it for the money. I think we can all agree, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, who needs money? Who needs that?
Well, I believe, soon we're not going to need it, I don't think, because we're not going to have it.
Well, as I say, if we watch too much, we'll just end up frazzled with too much news.
Absolutely, too much of that. Now, far more importantly, how are you?
I'm very good, but just had been a busy week. Friends from Birmingham.
Birmingham? Yeah, Jerry. Okay, Jerry. Birmingham, Jerry, yeah.
So they went away to the Stirling Castle I don't know if they're going to fight up there, but they had a good time.
Lovely. Well, this movie I'm telling you about set in Stirling Castle.
Oh, was it?
Yes, and I have danced the night away in the Great Hall at Stirling Castle at the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders Ball.
Oh, yes, good on you. Because they were there at the Great Hall. They visited the
Great
Hall.
You were in the Great Hall, yes.
Good.
And you were in the Great Hall, and I started the radio station for Stirling, as you know. And I remember standing up at the castle, and I asked myself, I said, can you do this? And I thought, get to it, boy.
You're saying standing up at that castle, hopefully not naked.
No, don't excite yourself now, Jerry. It's not good for your heart. You mustn't judge us all, you know.
Have you been good?
I've been extremely good, actually. So Santa owes me an absolute packet come Christmas.
That's great. Good to hear from you.
I should be getting a bike complete with stabilizers.
And is Carrington unwell at the moment?
Very unwell. He's had COVID last week,
Right.
and he was saying he's just getting about with the aid of a thumbstick, and his lungs are very, very painful.
Oh, that's a shame, because I just got in and just heard a wee bit of the conversation.
Yeah, well, that was him. So we didn't keep him too much tonight, but what a nice guy. Like your good self.
He obviously comes across really good.
Yep, well, so do you. I mean, all my callers are outstanding.
But I always listen to you, but you obviously are on the ball with things like films and people and history. That's what I enjoy.
Well, I think, Jerry, as you know, I had to do my learning before there was any internet.
That's right.
So you couldn't look anything up. You had to have it in your head.
That's right.
You know?
You can go back and name announcers, continuity announcers, television stars and Scottish on the BBC and movies. And I caught last week, remember you spoke to me regarding that Lawton
Charles Lawton. Charles Lawton, Double Jeopardy.
Aye, but no, it was another movie in courts. I wrote it down and I just can't remember it.
Right. But Charles Lawton, great old actor.
Was it not something to do with innocent?
Innocent until proved guilty, no?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what else I think. I'm sure Charles Lawton was in Hobson's Choice.
I think he was.
Hobson's Choice, because Hobson's Choice is no choice. You know, if somebody says, well, what do you want to do about this? You go, well, Hobson's Choice, isn't it? You know?
But I looked through the YouTube about his life. Quite interesting.
Oh, fascinating. All these things are fascinating. I mean, that's another interesting thing that's sprung up, is being able to go on instantly and get information. The only problem is you've got to check that it's accurate.
Well, a lot of times I look at people in the past and I say, I wonder if they're still living. And then you find out on Wikipedia they are, you know, but still a good age.
Well, I'm getting people coming on here going, oh, I thought you were dead. And I don't know if they're pleased to know I'm not or not, you know what I mean? But I have to say, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Scottie FM, it's my daughter came in and asked me who I was speaking to. I know, because I'm so loud in the house.
Scottie McCLUE, tell her it's Scottie McCLUE.
Scottie McCLUE.
She'll not believe you, because I'll tell you, Jerry, people don't believe me.
I'll let you go.
I better let you go. Yes, Jerry, but lovely to hear you, and regards to your daughter there.
Keep safe.
Dinky-Doo, la.
Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, that's our Jerry. Nice man. Now, what have we got here? Very true, Jerry. German people. Yes, we did that one. F document. Kareem, hope you're well pronto. Scottie, you're frozen on my screen and looking pixelated. Well, you need to get another screen. The world has gone mad. Correct, Susan? Charlie Johnson. Yes, Scottie, they closed Cockenzie Power Station. Also, do you know where that is? Charlie Johnson, let me tell you something. You'll not believe any of this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Where I lived in East Lothian, I could walk out of my front door into what was effectively God's Garden, Golden Hill as I called it, go up there a little bit, turn around, and there was Cockenzie Power Station. What about that, Charlie? You weren't expecting that, La, now, were you? Scottie, I'm torn between your live and Killing Eve. I think my live wins all the time, Kevin, because you can see Killing Eve on Catch Up. Yep, and you can only watch Scottie McCLUE live, and then, of course, on Catch Up, a little bit on Catch Up on the TikTok, and you should be able to get it on YouTube. There we are, good voice crack. The Argyle's Museum. Yes, Suzanne. The Argyle's Museum, the Thin Red Line. Fantastic. Up there in Stirling Castle. Well worth a look, I can tell you. There we go. Now, off we go to the telephones. Who is this? You're live at Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
About time, I know.
There you go. Now, listen, Numpty Head, you'll have to take the blame for the fact this show's so busy. Because if you hadn't helped to start it with your largesse and your generosity, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Now, you wished a minute, Scottie.
There we are now. You don't like a compliment. You're not very good with a compliment, are you?
I'm very good with a compliment, Scottie, and I'm about to give you one now.
Oh.
Aye, you're very good at what you do.
Well, that's very kind. You're the first man to say that.
That's your compliment.
That's my compliment, right? I'll take that one.
Right, now listen, I'm very angry, Scottie.
What's up with you?
Oh, you can't have their name in the storms.
Yes, the storms.
Arwen, Francis,
So are you wanting Storm Numpty Head?
No, Scottie.
No.
I named Jen Scottie, right?
Right.
And it was after G and G, the word G.
G.
I named it Gale. The storm.
The storm, the gale.
I called it Gale.
Kareem's sending me gifts here, Numpty Head.
Apart from that, Scottie, the telly, you know, the STV weatherman
Yes.
came on the telly and says, we've got a new name for the storm. And I thought, oh, great, and I've called it Gale. They came up with another name, Gladys, and I'm like, what?
Oh.
I'm fuming, I called it Gale yesterday.
I think that's shocking. We're needing to get a proper name for the storm then.
So who'd I complain to, Scottie?
Well, I don't know. You know, I mean, I've sent several emails about the bucket and rain and not had a response. And I've sent emails just to God in the Sky.
Well, Scottie.
.com.
They're complaining in the Met Office.
Well, I don't think they can actually do much about the storms because I don't think they name them. we need to find out who names the storms.
I don't know who named the storms, but I'll tell you, I named the storm before they did.
Ah, yes, yes, right. So what we're needing to do is go on to Numpty Head and say, could we have a name for the storm, please?
Indeed we do.
Now then. Oh, wait a minute. Has everybody subscribed to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel? Has everybody followed on TikTok? Has everybody watched the TikTok videos? Has everybody watched the YouTube videos? That's the question. Now, that's that done.
Right, now you've done the formalities, Scottie.
Numpty Head is angry. That's no like him. They're all saying they're talking about you here, son.
It's not like me. When they ever scream and shout at you on Saturday night.
Exactly. The world burns the equivalent of 3 Egypt pyramids in volume of coal each day.
Well, Scottie, I'm down at the caravan.
What are you doing at the caravan in this weather?
What do you mean weather? Blue sky, lovely sunshine.
Has it been gorgeous today? There's the lovely Lily Patterson saying dinky-doo, Scottie.
This year with a blue sky.
Now, why are they worried about you being angry, Numpty Head?
Because I named the storm a day before they named it.
Right. Is this guy drunk, says Jim?
You have a laugh, Scottie. When am I ever passed?
That's what they're saying on here. They're accusing you of being pashed.
You're terrible. Anyway,
listen. Angry and pashed.
I'm getting angry with Kareem because he's on every week, Scottie.
He's good. You don't want to be angry. Poor Kareem's got the COVID. Not at all. He's on for a few minutes.
Been calling for 6 months.
And if you were phoning, you would get on first as well.
Aye, but Scottie, I didn't be 6 months in your show.
And Martin's usually on first as well.
Oh, Martin's fantastic. We love him as well.
There you are, you see. Just tuned in. Hi, Scottie, says Neil. There we are. What about that? Jim, it's Jerry. Come on. I think it's him now. I'll listen more.
Aye, absolutely.
So there's Suzanne saying that's just him, Jim. He's saying you're no angry at all. That's just you. Ken.
Scottie, the dog's in the next room.
Oh.
And the dog's with Julia. So say hello to Julia for me.
Hello, Julia. Lovely to hear from you. Dinky-Doo and Dinky-Doo to the dog.
Aye. Right, go and do me a favour and cut me off because I need to go and listen to the rest of the show.
All right. Just since you've asked so nicely. There he goes. Fantastic stuff. That's our Numpty Head. I can't tell you. Now then, lots of reaction from you. Scottie, how's your day going? Patrick in Barra there. Fantastic. Scotland has an abundance of wind power and we are self-sufficient in it. Right, so we shouldn't be paying a bean for energy. The electricity should be next to free. Is it possible I can become a citizen of Scotland? I don't know what's involved in that, America Captain, but we could look into it for you. I think we're going to have a few Ukrainians looking for Scottish citizenship soon. What's your thoughts on fracking, Scottie? I don't like the concept, Colin, because it causes earthquakes. And we saw this in, was it Blackpool? They tried it out. And they had to say, no, this is getting dangerous. And I think this country has to watch because it's absolutely undermined, if you'll pardon the correct expression, undermined by mines from the 1500s. There's a huge network of mines. And if you start fracking and you go into a mine, you're going to end up with holes all over the country, motorways collapsing and that, I would have thought. But then I'm not a scientist and I'm not a fracker, although I've been called something similar in my day. Hi, Scottie. How's your day going? Scottie, it's all very depressing at the moment. I try not to read the news too much. Danny, take my advice. Just the lead story or two, and then that's it. Hello, sir. How are we this evening? Hippity hoppitus. You see, they took rolling news as a way to fill time, extra time in broadcasting. What we did when I worked for ITV, we used to open up at 9:25 in the morning, and we closed down at anything from about 11:30 midnight to maybe 2 in the morning for the big companies. And that was it. And we could fill that with wonderful information, education, and entertainment. Plus, we would have news on the hour for about 2 or 3 minutes. I used to read it myself. You'll see it on YouTube and TikTok. And to this day. And then they went for this rolling news as if anyone's actually interested. And your problem is they have disinterested people in news. They've got some fantastic journalists, but they've cut down a lot of that. Newspapers are virtually dead in the water. And all the fantastic journalists, I used to buy newspapers for the journalist. I would say, oh, who's writing today? Oh, I'll read him. That's fantastic. And that's what we would do. And the big broadsheets, the Times, the Telegraph, the Guardian. I remember when I was a student, I brought the Telegraph into the house and I hadn't got my keys, so I rang the bell and one of my flatmates came out and I said, can I come in? And I had the Telegraph under my arm and he took the Telegraph and threw it out into the close and said, aye, in you come now. Lefty. Hello, sir. How are we this evening? Dinky-Doo. Follow Scottie McCLUE as soon as you can. That's what's important. If you're watching right now, get following. Was it Ealing? Was what? Aidan Ealing. I know what you're talking about. Yes. As you say, there's so much going on. There is an absolute whack going on at the moment, Aidan. Incredible. During Vietnam, Putin had invaded the Ukraine. Putin wasn't around during Vietnam. He would just be a boy. I mean, I think he's about, is he 69 now or something like that, Vladimir Putin? So Vietnam was about 55 years ago. So it'd be 17. Putin won't get Ukraine, probably not, I think, but I think that NATO doesn't want to sort of, go for all-out, full-scale war at the moment. So they're not wanting to do other acts of aggression, if you see what I mean. There we are. For your information, red wine combats radiation sickness, but you have to drink gallons of it. I think that's maybe something that's being put about by red wine makers. If you've no bread, you can't make toast. Absolutely. And we can't do without toast. And if you go off bread for a while, you don't need toast. Lots of misinformation floating around. Oh, listen. The first casualty of war is the truth. Guys, can I urge you to have another look at the Scottie McCLUE videos of me wearing the Glengarry that were recorded on a Remembrance Sunday about probably about 4 years ago now, but they're very, very relevant to today. So if you're on YouTube, watch the videos, right? The audience on YouTube is small at the moment. The audience on TikTok is massive. So there we are. Fantastic. So get following on TikTok and looking at the videos. There we are. Fantastic. Thank you, user. Yes, old jokes about ladder cars. Time Russia got bombed and put Putin in his place, I stand with Ukraine. Toot. If that were to happen, that would open the whole thing up and make it even more dangerous from a nuclear point of view. I mean, for goodness sake, they bombed a nuclear power station. Or if they didn't bomb it, they shot it up. Now, how dangerous is that to the world? That kind of thinking, you know, it's not really at all. There we go. Run for Parliament. It's a gravy train. Andrew, Scottie McCLUE does not need to jump on a gravy train. Scottie McCLUE needs to tell the truth to every single one of you. That's what it's about. As I say, I made 11 cents for one of my broadcasts. Bob Putin, Mr. Horrible. No, 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 no. Should Putin be taken out, Scottie? Well, he'll be very, very closely guarded. And I believe he's moved his family to underground bunkers for nuclear war, built for nuclear war. So it'll be very, very closely guarded. So I don't know, though. I've never, ever, ever thought that just taking out a world leader is the answer to a problem. Look, when they shot Mr. Gandhi, one of the finest, kindest men ever. Yes, peaceful protest. You know, Indian independence. Have you looked at my video telling you that the whole future of the world could have been different, and perhaps even partition of India itself, 15th of August 1947, could have been avoided had the secret in the safe been known? Now, I've done a little video about it. Look out for that one. There we go. Now, who else have we got? Daily Mail says an asteroid is coming. Oh, well, an asteroid must be on its way then, if the Daily Mail's told us. The Stingers will keep Ukraine skies free of the Russians and the UK anti-tank missile, which costs, and Andrew doesn't say. Charles Lawton was brilliant. Mutiny on the Bounty. And as Quasimodo. Yes, indeed. Quasimodo. I knew his face rang a bell. 20 grand compared to Javelin 190,000. Value for money. Indeed, Andrew. Hey, from Glasgow, Scotland, says Mr. Squirrel. We love Mr. Squirrel. How fantastic is that? Now, what are you lot saying? Scottie, if my lotto comes up tonight, I'll be your backer for your new radio show. I knew you lived in East Lothian at some point. I did, Charlie, between the Sultans. And I used to walk Lord Reith, the Black Labrador, up Golden Hill and stand and admire the view across the River Forth, of which right in the middle was Kirkensey Power Station. What I love about East Lothian, what a history. Boat building, shipbuilding, weatherheads at Kirkensey. What about that? Did you know about that, Charlie? Beautiful fishing vessels, fresh fish out the vans and the wee shops. Tremendous. What's secret in the safe, Jim? See if you can tell me. There was a secret sitting in a file in a safe in India prior to partition, when the main players were Lord Mountbatten as the last viceroy, Mahatma Gandhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Mr. Nehru, Pandit Nehru, who was the father of Indira Gandhi. A lot of people thought that Indira was Gandhi's daughter, but she was Nehru's daughter, Mr. Nehru's daughter. So there we are. But there was a secret in a safe that, had they known about it, could have avoided partition. What about that? There you go. You heard it here first. Hi, Scottie from County Durham. Chewy, how lovely to have you with us from County Durham, eh? I used to have family in Branspeth, yes, near to Durham itself. And I travelled through County Durham on my journey to Sheffield on a Monday afternoon. There we go. Scottish Water and your Glengarry. Martin, I have the Scottish Water. Oh, and if I rummage about in my dressing up box, I have the Glengarry. Yeah, 700 Glengarried men. You were talking about the Argyll's Museum earlier. Is that not fantastic? But what was it? Well, Jim, I'm not going to reveal it tonight. I need people to go finding out and come back to me on it because it's far too important. Guys, can you share the live stream, please? It's very, very important. The boombox. Martin's in the boombox. Good night, Scottie and Suzanne and Jerry and Kareem. Sleep well. We'll talk next week. Susan. Absolutely. Susan's away early. Share the videos, guys, as soon as you can. There we are. Galmoon, you're completely in the wrong thing at all. You do not have the intellect to be part of Scottie McClue's talk show because you are too daft. So, Kengal, find yourself another TikTok live where maybe you can do some colouring in. Right, he's gone. We're giving you a lifetime ban for being an idiot. There's Kegal gone. Now then, the Four Seasons, different bonnet tonight, Scottie. What's that about? Well spotted. How did you spot that? This one is solid Harris tweed. Just amazing. Good night, Susan, says Aaron. Fantastic stuff. So, Jim Cook, can you do some research and come up with the answer to that? Good night, everybody. Scottie, I'm a skint man. I went up to my local and bought £5 of something, stuff for the Ukrainians. Nicholas, that's very, very kind of you. Think of the 5 loaves and the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. Is your Scottish Water imported to the US? No, but Anita Page, what a joy to hear from you. It should be. There we are. But apparently you can't have haggis because you're not allowed offal, OFFAL, imported into the States, just in case there's something in it. Bit old-fashioned, that. He's had a few wee drams. Have you, Danny? Hi from the Ukraine, Romania. Lovely to have you with us from the Ukraine. Thank you for watching tonight. Please send love to Ukraine and to all your fellow Ukrainians. Guys, I've got 7,000 likes on the TikTok tonight. That's amazing. We've still got 5 minutes. Peter says, I was listening to you in the 80s. How the heck are you still about? Peter, they call me Peter, as in Peter Pan. Thank you. Not at all, Anita. Thank you. Love your stuff. Thank you, Peter. Love yours as well. Thank you for coming and joining us. It's fantastic. So there, and it's lovely to hear from people in the Ukraine live right now. Numpty Heed's fine, says everybody. So Kegal has gone. Evening, Scottie. Drewski in North America. What a joy to hear from you. And Dinky-Doo. It's fantastic. Homemade chicken, Sunday roast, beef, carrots, tatties. There we are. Now, isn't it interesting? There's Drewski in North America. I'm in the UK. We've just had, wait a second. We've just had Romania on from Ukraine. We regularly have people on from Russia. So, from Finland, from Latvia, from Lithuania, from Estonia, from France, from Germany, from the Netherlands, from Holland. You know, yeah, come into huis, Wiltshire Kupete Heaven. I think the best thing Mr. Putin could do right now is ensure that Scottie McCLUE is heard right across all of Russia. Yes, indeed. Yes. Привет. Привет, Vladimir. I have two Weatherheads boats. One is in the museum in Fife, built 1932. The last of the ringnetters, lively hope, Charlie. Am I not speaking your language, Charlie, or am I speaking your language? Because what I would do is stop off at Cockenzie and take the coastal path. I might come back and live in East Lothian someday. You know, there's only one of me. A lot of people say that's a bonus. I would like to live in Sheffield. Again, I've lived there twice. I've lived in Aberdeen. I've lived in the Scottish borders. I've lived in Carlisle, in Edinburgh, in Glasgow, in London. Beautiful flat in London, just round the corner from the Albert Hall. I didn't realise at the time they're worth millions now. Scottie, how are you, sir? Says the wonderful Robert Scrimger. Where in the UK did the first meteor hit? I think the first meteor hit in Derbyshire. Am I right, Robert? East Lothian, lovely place. Oh, Jerry, just outstanding. No to fracking. Right, okay. Well, Scottie, how are you from Dublin? Joe, there's another place I could live. I could spend the rest of my life in the library at Trinity. At Trinity College. I could tell University College. Used to be a woolen mill in Greenock was powered by water. That would be Fleming Reeds, powered by water from the cut from Loch Tom. Am I correct? Have I got that right? What about that, David? Fracking is no good, ban it. Right, you all agree with me on the fracking. Thank you. Evening, Mr. McCLUE. Hope you're well. Peter Wood, how lovely to hear from you. And DINKY-DOO. What a top man. Peter, your music is outstanding. You and the Piper. And I loved you coming in with was it the Nut Brown Maiden? And the Piper then coming in later. Wonderful. Bless you, Peter, I say. And your lovely family and your beautiful music. And everybody up in Shetland. We're huge in Shetland. It's amazing. I'm still saying if I had my life to live over, Jerry, I'm not surprised. It was Postle Park, believe it or not, Scottie, in the early 1800s. My goodness me. Well, let's hope another meteor doesn't hit Postle Park because it's a lovely place. I think it should be a holiday destination. People on the beach at Postle Park. Guys, we are running out of time. I'm going to have to go to my beautiful, beautiful, generous, lovely TikTokers. Good night. God bless DINKY-DOO and Taralas. Stick your tongue out and say ta-ta. 8,000 likes. Bless you all. That's our beautiful TikTokers have had to go. And it's heartbreaking. But there we are. Guys, if you're not on TikTok, follow me at Scottie McCLUE. Get yourself subscribing on the YouTube channel because this is massive. And it should be shared and shared and shared. I've sent you a message, says Martin, says Susan to Martin. Anita says, my family is from one of the US makers and biggest consumers across the US of all kinds of alcoholic beverages in Chicago, Illinois. Began in Milwaukee. Anita Page. I love hearing these stories about Americans that have started a business and it's now huge. I was watching a documentary on BBC Alba about music and radio stations across America. Shindigs. Just tremendous. Robert, hard to believe I grew up in that place, Postle, the fishing village north of Glasgow. Absolutely, Jerry. We love the Postle. I always call it Postle. Jerry, did you go to St. Teresa's? There we are. What about that? McClue's not just an athlete, you know. Guys, I'm going to have to dash. We're out of time. It's been a privilege and a joy. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Tell everyone about Scottie McCLUE, about the brand all over the internet, and about the internet phone-in 9 o'clock sharp Saturday nights. Subscribe to the YouTube. Ta-ra!